Hey, I'm Rev, and today we'll be going over the Duke of Crows deck. I'm going to be giving a grade for each individual card, the patron power itself, and explaining some interactions between the cards and maybe other decks in the game. Hopefully I'll be able to provide some insight onto how good each card is, both individually and as a whole within the deck and with other decks as well. Let's start out with giving a little bit of a disclaimer. I am a relatively high ranked player in this game, but these are just my opinion. I do not have the end all be all opinion on these things. Please feel free to disagree with me in the comments section. I'm happy to open a discourse about which cards you think are more powerful than I think, which cards you think are less powerful than I think. I feel like the more that we talk about things, the better the knowledge base for this game will be. Anyway, this is just here to try to help newer players. I assume that more advanced players have their own takes on these cards that are going to differ from mine. And I'd appreciate you guys chiming in and helping other players as well. Anyway, let's jump into the patron power. The Duke of Crows patron power is pay X amount of gold and you get that much power minus 1. The patron power itself is a B rank patron power. I feel like people overhype this a bit, and I've been guilty of overhyping the purple deck myself. Day one, I thought the purple deck was the bee's knees, just the best deck in the game. It's not. It's a B rank patron power. The deck as a whole, I don't even think it's a top 4 deck. Like, we'll go over all of the cards, but the deck is really powerful when you get it going, but it has an inherent flaw, which we'll go over. But anyway, this is a B ranked hero power. It is very, very good if you have cards that can gain a large amount of gold in a turn. So, Duke of Crows and Halalu have an inherent synergy together, which makes both of them really good together. Basically using the high gold production of the Halalu cards, or the gold deck, to pair with the purple cards that draw cards. It is very strong together, if you're able to make it work. But let's jump into the cards. Blackfeather Brigand and Blackfeather Knave. They're agents, which makes them inherently bad. I'm kidding for the most part, but I really don't like agents very much. You gain 1 coin, or gain 2 coin in case of the upgraded card, and combo 3 is draw a card. And this card is probably a D. Again, it gets much better the more purple cards you have in your deck. But of course, almost all of the purple cards get better if you have more purple cards in your deck. This is basically just a combo enabler. So, if you're able to make these cards stick, they're great. The problem is, they're agents with 2 health. So, you're not going to get them to stick. And they're just going to end up being a bad draw in your deck. Yes, they're 5 power if you sack them to Halalu, but, I mean, minus that, you're not getting a huge amount of value if you sack for 5 power. Because you're probably not going to activate the combo 3 on the turn that you play this. So a D. Let's jump to Blackfeather Knight. Again, another agent. This one has a higher upside for its 3 combo power, where it gets 2 coin, 2 power if you hit combo 3. But its initial play is just gain 1 coin. This is another D. It might be a D+. Again, I'm not high on the purple agents. Let's jump to the next one. Law of Sovereign Roost. It is a contract action, which means that it does not stay in your deck when you play this card. It is a draw 1 card and combo Opponent discards 1 card from their hand at the start of their turn. Is this a typo? I'm pretty sure maybe there's an upgrade. Let me see. I was pretty sure that is a combo 2 for Law of Sovereign Roost. I might be wrong. But opponent discards 1 card from their hand at the start of their turn. This is not terrible. Drawing a card on demand is not bad in most cases. And if you can get the combo, restricting your opponent's hand is always a decent ability. This is a C. It's fine. Alright, let's jump into some of the better cards. Murder of Crows. 4 gold for gain 1 coin. And if you combo 2, you get 2 power 2 coin. If you combo 3, you get 2 more power. So basically you're looking to combo 2 with this. You would get 3 gold, 2 power. That's a decent rate for a card. This is a solid B. I like this card. Peck is fine. All of these basic cards, they're fine. Pilfer is an A. Anything that draws a card on demand without a cost is very good. Basically, the only time that you don't want this is if you're like getting flooded with bewilderment tokens from the Khajiit deck or the orange deck. But even then, you need to get through those bewilderment tokens anyway. So it's not terrible in most cases. You want this if you have a high amount of purple cards. If you don't have a high amount of purple cards, it's not going to have the same amount of value. It's just 5 gold for a draw 1, which is not great. Not great at all. Plunder is basically Pilfer with more upside. It's 6 gold for this effect. I think Pilfer is a little bit better because it's only 5 gold. I say only 5 gold. It's still pretty high priced. But Plunder at least has the upside of combo 4 draw card, in addition to combo 1 and combo 2. These cards are usually good. They're usually good buys. Let's jump into the inherent flaw in purple. You do not have a lot of power generation. So you can counterpick this deck by not allowing them to get access to Halalu. So if they don't pick Halalu with their picks, don't pick Halalu for them. The other option is to not add red or green into the mix. So if you limit their ability to draw power generation, and you play something like Ognum, the light blue deck, and you could play Halalu with that. Basically, they're never going to be able to accrue purple cards if you play Ognum against them, because you're just going to force them to pay 3 every turn against the light blue deck's patron power. You could play the Khajiit deck against them. You could play Red Eagle, but Red Eagle does have some power generation in it, for starters. But I would actually play the blue deck against the purple deck quite often. The blue deck has been gaining traction for me as a viable option. That'll probably be the next video I do, is the blue deck. The darker blue deck, the base set. But really, what you need to do against the purple deck is just limit their ability to gain power. Like, if they can't get, we'll see Scratch later on. If they can't get access to Scratch, or access to the Murder of Crows, they're really not doing anything but drawing cards. And the Khajiit deck really messes with them a lot. So the orange deck does. Pool of Shadow is another power generator. It's a decent one. It's a solid B. Gain 2 power, combo 2 draw card is very good for this strategy. Notice how almost all of the cards, except for Murder of Crows, that generate power, are only generating 2 power. So, yes, you're drawing through your entire deck in a turn, but if you don't have high gold value to use your hero power, or if you use your hero power early, your patron power early, and you get locked out of it by your opponent, which is something that I do to quite a few purple players. They'll use their patron power for like 14 early, 12 to 14, 10 to 14, something like that in power level. If you can keep them from ever using their patron power again, they're in a lot of trouble. So, Pool of Shadow is a decent card. It's a B. Scratch is very good. Scratch is an A, mainly because it's only 3 gold. It's very easy to acquire early game. It's a combo 2 that gains you 3 gold. So if you have an early game Scratch and you draw into it with your purple base card, the Peck, you can really make a big play early game. Squawking Oratory is a B. It is a draw card. Again, the cards that just draw a card for free are generally very good in purple. So combo 3 is draw an additional card. Combo 4 is gain 4 power. Again, combo 3 and combo 4 are very difficult to get to unless you have a huge amount of purple cards in your deck. And if you have a huge amount of purple cards in your deck, you have either already won or 2 are losing by 30. So there's a big discrepancy in the games that you get with purple. Toll of Flesh is a B. Gain 2 coin on play. Combo 2 draw 1 card. Not bad. Not bad at all. And then we have Toll of Silver, which I think is just marginally better, as your combo 3 is gain an additional coin. So the purple deck I thought initially was extremely strong, but there are many counters that you can do to this deck. The rising popularity of the orange deck to counter this deck is pretty big. I think that you can play around purple very easily. They have to accrue a huge amount of purple cards in order to make their deck work. Either that or they need really high value Halalu cards to make this deck work. Basically, their goal is to loop their deck, gain upwards of 16 to 20 gold, get 19 power off of their hero power, maybe 20 power off their hero power, and make a huge swing and get to 40. Like, that's what you want to do. You want to get to around 20-ish power early game with your Scratches and your Murder of Crows and vice versa. But this deck is really one-dimensional. It's easy to play around. If you take their purple cards from them, they're in a lot of trouble. Although you are adding potential like bricks to your deck. But really, if you see them go in purple, you see a free draw card, purple card, just take it. Like, even if you don't have purple synergy in your deck, buy that so they can't have it, and you just have a card that says draw a card on it. And that's not bad. Now, would I advise taking Scratches if you don't have purple synergy? No. No, don't do that. But anyway, I hope that this video gave you a little bit more insight into how to play the purple deck, how to counter the purple deck more importantly, as it is probably the most popular deck. I'd love to see statistics on pick rates for decks. But anyway, these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. And my name is Rev. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.